I have heard a lot about that. I heard that it was still being haunted by Rose Johnson. That big painting on the side, that was by Rose Johnson. Also the one on the side of Castle Rock and the one on the side of the Circle K. Now, Rose Johnson was wild. She was a great lady. I knew her really well. One of the first New Year's Eve we did here, she and some of her friends got kicked out of the Kilimanjaro from doing a burlesque show. They shut them down because there was not enough fire protection or something. So they moved over there to Copper Queen Hotel. Her and her friends put on one wild burlesque show at one night. Pretty much took over the place. The Mormons had just bought the place, and they were just really shocked to see what they see in Bisbee. Now this over here is the Screaming Banshee Pizza. Was one of our first gas stations in town. And you can still get gas there, just not the same kind. Now as we're around the corner here, you'll notice that some of these gorgeous Victorian houses are right next to sheds and shacks. Again, the miners would, wherever they could place their claim, they put a shack around it. You had more money and you were very influenced, and you made a lot of money from your mine, the bigger you built your house. And we're going over here to the Castle Rock Inn. This is also a very haunted place. A soldier, while cleaning his gun up here on the second floor veranda, sitting there just cleaning it, a lady walking across the street, the weapon discharged, killing her. She is said to haunt this place, looking around why she was killed. Also down in the foyer, you'll be able to see a haunting book. This is also where we got our water. This was the first springs, the Apache Springs, right here. This is where Lieutenant Rucker and native Apaches would come and get their drink. It was right here.
What's on the top floor? Is that someone's apartment?
That's somebody's house. As you can see, everything was on a premium. Everything that you go. Parking is so valuable here. If you open a business, you have to make 15 parking spots for that. These are some more of the areas. We pull over a little bit, or stop right here. Over here. This is what we dug out. As I said, the water coming down here was so fast and furious, it would actually wipe out buildings. The WPA came back here in the 1930s, dug out all of this, and put concrete around. This was the only job to have during when the Depression was here. This is how we kept the people who, when the price of copper dropped down and you couldn't afford it, that this is what they did. They put over 1,500 stairs in, over 100 miles of sidewalks, and over 30 miles of these ditches. Now these rooms, I'll start up, you can see them go all the way to the top. There's 5 floors on top, and they go all the way down underneath there, and they all have a mine shaft. Oh. Even the churches had a mine shaft. Okay. Lee?
Yeah.
You wait to drive it?
There you go. Yes.
Again, everything was joined at one time. There was a building right there. They would have either a building go over it or a driveway going up to it.
Are the tunnels underneath still accessible? Like underneath the ground?
Well, I've been under a lot of them, just due to the fact we were having, there was a rave we had to go get some kids out of, and that's where they were having it, was underneath there.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, you can still walk. If you walk down here, you can still see some of the places where you can get access to them. And if you get any of these metal plates going out, they will actually echo underneath there. It is so big.
Wow.
As you see, there were so many places here to build a great little shop for paintings, antiques. That's the walking tour. Now we're going to come up here, just right past the Bisbee Review, to the library. Now this wasn't always the library. At one time, it was the main depot. The train ran right back. Right here is the post office. The post office is haunted by a cleaning lady who refuses to go. As I said, it is 3 stories up and 1 underneath the basement. It's said that she sits here every night smoking a cigarette, sitting on her pail checking her mail and expecting some letter, and they don't know who it's from or what's going on, but she's been there for the last 50 years. We talked about Bugsy Siegel. This is one of the architects who built this right here back in the 30s. Dale Webb. He stole to build his hotels and motels and casinos. It still has that really unique architecture that is known from here. Right here, across the street, is where we had our first X-ray. Dr. Goodfellow, we talked about earlier from Tombstone. When Tombstone cleared out, he moved here, started his practice here. Now we're going to pull back into the trolley station. This was also the biggest store they had. It was 6 stories tall?
Yes.
6 stories tall. It was the Copper Queen General Store. The Copper Queen store was one of the finest places around here to buy anything. Unlike the other stores that were run by the copper camps or the mining camps, you only were allowed to use their script. This one you can use American money in. And they treated their people very good. Is there any questions? On behalf of myself and Lee McKechnie and the trolley, and also Marla, I would like to thank you for taking our trolley tour tonight. Now we have a spittoon up there. You can either tip in it or spit in it, depending on how you like the tour. And if you would like to tip more, you'd hire some better actors. If you have any questions, you can see the P written up. If you will donate $1 million, we're going to spell Bisbee on the rest of it. Now I know, I haven't had any takers so far.
What's the best place to eat in town?
With your tickets, you could go over to either Santiago's or the Grill, and you get a discount. I like both of them.
Bisbee Grill's great, and if you like Mexican, you're going to love Santiago's.
Thank you very much.